And, Dick has some remarks he wants to give, tonight.
Well, first of all, thank you all for your service to the town and, everything that you all have done to work with us on Reimagine Chatham over the last few years. As Joe mentioned, we began this process in 2024 when we developed a growth and renewal strategic plan, which resulted in numerous short-term, intermediate-term, and long-term projects for us to undertake. So in 2025, we undertook a few of those. We built two pickleball courts. We developed a walking trail plan that involved nature trails on both Chatham Hall and Hargrave property, along with in-town walking trail. And developed a branding and marketing plan for promotion of the town of Chatham. And we developed a cost-sharing program with the town that began with the Highway 57 cleanup, which we contributed $21,000 to, about half of the cost of doing that project. And that was last year. This year, we're continuing on with the implementation of this plan. As Joe mentioned, we're developing a process to put murals on buildings in town, and that's a kind of an intricate process to go through in terms of developing a portfolio and getting building owner approvals and that sort of thing. So we're moving along that direction. Chatham First has the lead on running that project. We're also working on developing the walking trail, a portion of the walking trail, which we developed a plan for last year. That's going to involve walking the area in town and the nature trail over on Hargrave property. Chatham First is also leading that effort. We rolled out the new brand for town through several articles that I've seen in different publications, and also with the new banners in town. And we're now completing what we started last year was the Silas Moore parking lot paving, and we committed $7,500 toward that project last year. Of course, that wasn't done last year; it was done this year, and so we're prepared tonight to present you a check for twice our commitment of $7,500 to $15,000 to cover a large portion of that, the cost of paving that parking lot, which is a great addition to that area of town. And we appreciate that, and we look forward to future cost sharing efforts like this. We'll be submitting another grant request this year for additional work on the trail and for other efforts within this strategic plan. And we'll be submitting that probably in September. And hopefully we can create some projects together that we will also cost share on. So.
Thank you very much.
I'll
take it.
You wanted it?
Yeah.
Well, it needs to go to her eventually.
That's right, it'll make its way over to the clerk eventually, but, yeah. Maybe we'll take a picture though.
Please accept that check on our behalf for the Chatham Rotary Foundation for.
I'm gonna come up here and let Bill, will you stand right there and take a picture? Come back in, Joe. Yeah. That's right.
This way?
Don't get the account number on there. Thank you, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks to all of you all for this.
And we appreciated the added. Okay. Well, you know what, so far this has been a great meeting.
Yeah.
Make a motion, please. Adjourn, right?
That's for this motion.
Let's move on to reports from staff. We'll start with the town manager.
Someone put a timer on me.
Word limit.
So you've had a chance to read it, so I'm gonna go through this pretty quick. Public Works, the big section I wrote on that. I thought that was a very productive meeting back on April 7th. I'm still trying to get the goals together to work with, West Piedmont, so that's all a technical issue going on with Paul. But to go forward, we did submit to, Main Street program, and we were accepted pretty quick, the letter of which is toward the, page 18, where we're now in the exploring Main Street community. So it's the first year in that program. Unfortunately, I was talking with them today, Mr. Whitlow, and we're looking at the third, which avoids the first for Janet. No one else had any other problems. The third, we don't have a time yet. Literally, it was up to the last minute, we had come to a consensus. So it's gonna be on the third, he's gonna come in on the third, and we're going to go over the district, and then he's looking at doing some sort of program up to about an hour and a half, 2 hours with the stakeholders. And I wanna try to get Chatham First involved. So the next step is to get a hold of Joel and try to get this gel together so we have it. And that'll be June 3rd at some point. And I think that misses all the other meetings that week. You'll find in the budget later that we put, Kelly and I put $40,000 toward the National Fitness Campaign, the Peach Fruit Street Fitness Studio. So that's in there, and that's where that's coming from. There was, towards the end of the month, we had a letter, and that letter is part of your insert over on the left flap. We had a letter from Sloan Gibson, the president of Hargrave. This letter, Mary Scott was involved in this whole thing, but they want to take the corner of Military Drive and Hargrave Boulevard and put some duplexes there. So in the process of doing that, it became pretty apparent to Rachel Gatewood, your planning commission chairman, and myself, that we need to do some work. One of those things is certainly a form. Mary Scott did address us and said, hey, as long as you have certain things in the letter, you don't need a form, which we did to keep Hargrave moving along, so that's in process. But Rachel and I are gonna be working on a more formal process of how this is gonna work. These zoning requests like this don't really happen all that much in Chatham, so I'm not gonna do a lot of work for nothing, but we're gonna have it. The form is gonna be going to ordinance and charter, where one of the things they'll be looking at is the cost, the fees. All the municipalities around us are charging $300 to $500 for a zoning request. And there's a reason for that, which I'm not gonna get into. We'll discuss it at the meeting. Moving on, under building permits, we had for the building permits, we had $180,493.59 in terms of what was allowed to be permitted in total cost. And for event permits, just keeping track of heads based on the estimate numbers, we're at 820 for the month. As far as citizen complaints, there was like the third week of April where we had no complaints, and most of the complaints in April were rather mild. And finally, on page 19, you'll have a thank you note from Amy Morris on the Glow in the Park event, which was very successful, I thought. So saith our 5-year-old expert on that I happen to work with, so.
She would know.
It's a very good month.
Well, I'll say this, the Glow in the Park was great, and if you haven't been able to catch the lights on, hopefully after this meeting, you'll be able to go up there and see everything on it. It's fantastic. We're gonna try to keep those on through July 4th, barring any damage or tampering. Squirrels have been a problem already. Does anybody have any questions for Bill?
Comment. First off, Bill, I just want to say thank you for all your work with the Main Street project. Make sure we're merging Main Street though. It's something that we've been trying to get back on track for a while though, so thank you for your lead on that though. We appreciate it.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? All right, thank you, Bill. We'll move on to Infomark.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council. Before we get started, I do have a positive announcement to make, exciting on our end. Dustin Rohr has been promoted to area manager, which means that he is staying here in Chatham.
Hallelujah.
As you know, he's been up here since the beginning of this year.
Thank you.
He's been up here, since the beginning of this year, helping out on the management side and on the field side, in Chatham, and